What did you just say?
I said your dream stinks.
He said it again. Come here.
What's up, everyone? This is Jake with Team Snuggly Duckling and Tavern Talk episode 11 with a couple of topics here today that we're going to talk about. Probably we're at the end of a set. There's not much to talk about. But we have some good news. We have some bad news, maybe bad news, but real good news at the end of the episode. So let's dig into it. We're going to talk a little bit about last week's set champs, which makes me kind of butthurt. So I don't really want to talk about it too much, but I will talk about it in a little bit. I'll let them enlighten you with some good championship talk first, and then I'll peg you down a little bit and get you mad. Go ahead, Jimmy, take it away. Like you did pretty well in a couple of the past week championships. Explain your path to victory.
Yeah, last week was Ruby Amber based on the votes. So I ended up playing Mufasa. Pongo was OP. It was a fun deck to play. Ended up finishing 8th, but it was only top 4, so no chance to win a mat. I definitely need more practice with the deck. I definitely made a few play mistakes. I probably should have won one of the rounds 2-0 instead of going 1-1. But yeah, so that's makes my third top 8 out of 4.
Let's go.
Playing from the votes.
Playing from the votes.
Yeah. And so this week we're on, unfortunately, Red Steel, and I think my chance to get my 4th one is going to be with Amethyst Amber, and I haven't decided yet whether we're playing hyper aggro or mid range. We'll figure that out.
There's a lot of potential with I'd say both of those colors. You never know with Red Steel. You might be able to sneak away with a top 8 or something like that. You never know, but we'll see. Jordan, didn't you go to a event on this past weekend? I believe you were there. Yeah,
You were there.
beat
You
the
were
crap
there,
out of
right?
you.
You were there, right?
You were there. You were there. How'd you do? And what did you play?
I got third with red blue items. Just fun. It's a fun deck. Great, really fun deck. First time I ever played it in person, so my organization and dexterity was not on point, but it was a little bit of a mess, but it was fun. I lost in top 4 to Jared on Green Steel.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw him in that top 4 matchup where I think he asked me before the game. He's like, "How do I beat it?" I said, "Just discard his whole hand." Like
Just
that's
get
the time
Diablo. You just open
yeah.
Diablo with discard.
But I
That's
don't
it.
know. You must
Yeah.
have had some good hands because I mean, even when you get your ball rolling with that deck, you can sometimes outdraw them, but and get to that big Sisu and annihilate their board. But I know it's probably a tough round. But didn't you play in another one? No, you didn't play in the one week before.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be the last one I play in, but
Yeah.
it was fun. I like the red blue items. It's a fun deck. I don't want to play anything besides green yellow, so
Well, Taylor, you and your daughter Lily played in one this Sunday?
Sunday. Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah, we went to a Pokemart in Denham Springs, Louisiana. I think we had 14 or 16 people at the tournament. They just opened up a new venue, so that went well. I made top 4, made the finals against my daughter, and she ended up winning. I just conceded. I wasn't going to win anyway. She hadn't played in, I guess, about a month, and then just showed up and just kind of, after the first round, she lost to Evan Freeze, and then never lost anything ever again. She just swept from then on. So it was pretty good. She played an Amber Steel aggro deck. I stuck to a Ruby Amethyst non-evasive control version. That did well. I only dropped one game on just bad draw and an uninkable hand in round 3. So it was really good. Good time. Proud of her. That was the first time she won a set champ. And for being 12 years old, it's pretty good. So waiting to get the pricing and stuff. Store hadn't received it yet, so hopefully that happens soon. And I'm looking forward to this upcoming weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
This upcoming weekend we have two big stores in Louisiana. We have Media Men and Pandemonium, both pretty big stores in our local area. And oh yeah, and EOT, right? And Homeland. There we go. And there's three of them. Two of them are on the same day, which is unfortunate because why Robbinsburger? Why can't we have them on Thursday nights or Friday nights? Why can't we do that?
Or a Friday.
That's kind of weird.
Friday night at 7 p.m. So we're there till 2 in the morning was great.
I would do it.
I've done it before.
Like, what else are we doing on a Friday night? Like, I don't know. Let's just be real, guys. But I know some have families and things to do, but we should be able to play these things on the week, during the week, or during a league day, a normal league day or something like that. I really believe that. But yeah, we have 3 left, and then we're done with this season. What do we think? Like, let's just talk about the end meta of how this set went, especially with the first ban that ever happened in the middle of a set. What are y'all thoughts on how this meta has evolved since the ban, and what are the true powerhouses in this format that are still consistently winning, still consistently putting up the numbers and winning these championships? Robbie, I'm gonna hit it up with you first.
Hate Steel Song. I hope it goes away so bad. I hope y'all don't get another. I hope y'all don't get a single singer reprinted. I don't hope. I swear to God, every time I climb to 1450, I look like I'm gonna break the top 100 on a certain app that shall not be named. Steel Song comes in, and right now I think it was close to like 22 or 23 out of 25 games won. And then I've lost 9 straight to Steel Song. I'm so over it. I can't wait for Fabled. I cannot wait for Fabled. I can't wait. I hope not. Y'all don't get a singer. I hope y'all let Strength and Rage fire. Let the Storm Rage in on. I hope it's going. I don't want to hear you, Taylor. I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say get good, and guess what? I hope you don't get Brawl back either. How about that?
How about that?
It's fine.
You don't get Brawl. How about that?
That's fine. That's fine.
That's my new slogan. That's what I'm on my New Jersey. You don't get brawled. How about that?
No problem.
Yeah, ban Brawl.
I'm over this meta. Like, I'm just, ever since the ban, because look, I know what you're gonna say, but I was heavy red purple, trained myself to play red blue, because I mean that was what, and then literally the same week I started playing red blue, they banned Flavor Sham. So be careful, because I'm gonna start playing y'all colors next. Everybody's colors here, I'm gonna start playing them, and all y'all stuff is gonna get banned. So get ready.
That's funny. Well, I think Jimmy might have a different take on the meta, considering that he's played some of the most, I wouldn't say the worst, but not the first choice.
Yes, the worst.
No.
The worst is yet to come.
Insane.
I am so excited for this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Let me get back to Robbie. Robbie, top 3 in this season. What are you picking? Top 3. Obviously, Steel Song has got to be somewhere in there.
Steel Song, Blurple. I find Blurple's been pretty strong.
Dominant. I love it.
To give it a third, it would be. I would probably say red blue. I'd probably say any version of red blue.
Yeah. Okay. I give it to you. All right, Jimmy.
Who said you thought I was gonna say red purple? Huh?
Let's get to your whack colors that you might say are in the top 3 in this meta.
No, the top 3 is for sure Steel Song, red blue, and then some arguments over whether the third one is, whether it's red purple or purple steel or green steel, or there's a lot of variations there.
Yeah.
It could be. No, because like I wasn't against the ban, but like I just didn't see a whole full need for it because of how it wasn't the same deck like Bucky in the meta. It was multiple different decks.
Right.
But the ban did like make the meta wide open to top. It did. I don't think it made it wide open to win, but it made it wide open to top. There were always pathways based on what you played. You can make it with basically any deck.
Yeah. Especially if you were a skilled player.
Yeah, exactly. But like a lot of times, like if you had a deck that could beat blue red, you couldn't beat Steel Song, or vice versa. So like it's very hard to get through multiple of the top decks.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been enjoying this meta a lot because I've been able to play a bunch of random stuff.
And still see
It's
some
been good.
Yeah,
Random.
Like,
Random's
I
an
would-
understatement.
So
well,
let's
only two of the decks have been random so far, because the other two were Ruby, Amber, Mufasa, which is pretty staple deck.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, it's
not
not
really
played. It's not really
played
played, but like it's not
meta.
like
It's
you
a
know,
known color
it's a known,
combination.
yeah, it's
It's
a
a
known
known
deck.
Yeah.
And then I played blue red, just the DKP type style,
yeah.
and I got
That
six with that.
yellow
I got
blue
six
is
with that
still-
one. But the yellow blue was fun to test and figure it out and come to a conclusion on and play. It was enjoyable. And the red green,
It was not enjoyable.
it was not enjoyable.
I was there.
Bro, that was a hard deck to beat. I don't know what y'all
Well,
are talking
like
about.
it was kind of for me, it was a late decision to switch to just go for the discard version. I should have played the greedy Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo Lady Tremaine Morph version and just tried to
Sounds
get
more
there.
fun.
Well, I mean, you have some interesting, definitely some probably better views or different views on these colors because you played some stuff that probably most players would never even think of, especially in this format when there's such other, like you said, the other the top of the two decks are like, just dominant. And then the other third spot is in basically just a round robin of who knows what it is really. Taylor, what's your thoughts on the meta at the end of this set?
I think the best deck is red blue still, but particularly if it is still running the the sapphire coil and Sisu package. I just think that clears a lot of things. Second, I think is Steel Song, still very very dominant, and then third, I do think it's red purple, and yeah, I am going to be a little biased about it, but it's just got enough answers for everything right now. The pilot matters. The pilot really matters right now. There's two pretty good versions of it. It does.
Fucking carrying
Evasive.
Hey, bro.
Yep. Evasive version is
It's a pain in the butt.
yeah. I don't think it's better than the traditional version, and just through like playing enough of it, it doesn't have enough answers for things. And I think, right now and possibly going into the next set, the control version of Ruby Amethyst is going to be the way to go. Obviously, or maybe not, but it does look like Ravensburger is printing those color combos with the dual ink to be more of the like moving damage around, things of that nature.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
pretty clear as they are really pushing those archetypes. But previous to the ban, not playing Sapphire was probably bad. It was probably a bad call.
Yeah.
You had to do something, or you had to be an aggro deck that was quick enough and hope they didn't have Bell, and you kind of had to make that work one way or the other. But we'll see. I'm really looking forward to set 8, just so that this will be the widest and most cards we're ever going to have in the core format of the game. Just from the traditional in there, and then we're all going to spend 3 months talking about what do we think, what else is going to be reprinted. So, it's a good meta. I've played a lot of interesting decks. A lot's going to be determined really over the next week once people start really testing with these colors and everything. But right now, those would be my 3 top for the meta, and I think it does matter on what matchups you're playing against and the pilots of these decks, because sometimes it can get rough. It can get real rough.
I feel like the red purple evasive version, forgive me, this might be controversial, is an easier deck to play.
It is.
And in the traditional style is more rewarding if you are a good pilot with it versus just slapping out Maui Shark, praying your Peter Pan Shadow lives, and if it doesn't, your whole plan's ruined by one removal card, basically. So yeah, I know what you mean by the traditional being probably the
It is.
better version.
It's a way better way to go with the deck.
Yeah. Well, Jordan, you might have a different take on that, and then I'm gonna ask one more question to everyone after this. But Jordan, what is your top three at the end of this meta with the first bans ever
We got
happened in what kind of
We
history?
got top one. We got top one.
one. What's that?
DKP Red Blue top one. Then
Forever?
number two is Steel Song, and then after that it's everything else.
Yeah, it's just.
I think the meta is very open. I think the meta has a lot of parity, but it also has become like kind of stale. All the decks kind of remind me of like set 5 decks with like a little upgrades. So like it feels like the same stuff I've already been playing.
Yeah.
Outside like Turnidogs or like evasive red blue, or red purple, but I don't know. All the decks have staled out for me. I'm ready for new cards.
Yeah.
Ready for new decks. Like yeah. That's kind of where I'm at.
So if we were to, this is my last question about this meta. Thank God. If you were to tell the audience the deck to play for the last championship week to earn a card, what would it be? Robbie, go.
Bro, I wasn't listening.
What deck would you play this week if you wanted to get a card?
Like if person's trying to win the mat at a championship for this last week, what's the deck to play?
So I think it comes down to two things. One, what deck you feel comfortable with, and two, because this is not a big event, there's set champs, no one's gonna show up to your local meta. Based on what I think is gonna show up to my local meta, I'm probably gonna play either green yellow or red purple. Yeah. Those are the two I think. Like now, if I took either one of those, I felt like I would have a relatively good chance because none of you are showing up to EOT. So I got a good shot. I got a very good shot.
That's true.
That's on Sunday, right?
Yeah, it's next Sunday. Next Sunday.
Next Sunday. First?
Next Sunday, 11 p.m.
Taylor, what do you, if you were to tell the viewers, what do you think's gonna win it?
Steel Song.
Steel Song. Bring Steel Song.
Bring Steel Song. Know how to pilot your deck, or bring an aggro version of something. Probably the best two options. If you're trying, that's to get a card. That's top 8, right?
Yeah.
If you're trying to get the mat, you need to play what you're most comfortable with, and you have a few more days to get comfortable with Steel Song. That's what I would do. I would definitely just play Steel Song and be happy with it. Now, if everyone shows up and plays Steel Song, maybe play a
Purple Steel repeat.
Red blue.
Play
Purple
Steel repeat. That would be good.
Don't
actually,
play.
yeah.
Don't play.
Go see what everyone's playing. Concede. Go home on Sunday. Go to church. Whatever you need to do. I don't know, but that's what I would do. I would play Steel Song.
Jimmy,
I wouldn't play Steel Song. Y'all go play Steel Song. I don't have those colored cards.
Jimmy, if you got to win a card, telling the audience.
Yeah, I mean, it's the answer for most people is always going to be what you're most comfortable with.
Yeah, I think that's the best answer.
And but if you have the ability to test and get some games in and get comfortable, or if you've played it before, I think green yellow is the best one. Discard, not turn a dog.
I was talking about discard, just so we clear.
Because it's just not played a lot, so most likely in your local meta, especially if no one in your local meta plays it, you'd have an advantage knowing your matchup versus everyone else, them not knowing against you.
Yeah. That's a good take. Jordan, what do you got? If you got to bring
Spicy take here. Spicy take.
Here we go.
If you really don't know how to play the game that well, your best bet is to just pick up a Steel Song deck and then just go singer, aerial, whole new world, removal, whole new world, removal. That's your best bet. Good luck. You can do that. You can just do that. You can just pick up the deck and that's what the deck does. It's easy. It's easy, really, actually. And then the next thing is if your meta is very diverse, maybe pick up Purple Steel. Good matchups against everything if you really want that card. But if you're looking to win, I agree with Jimmy. Green yellow. Play green yellow. Under the sea, everything. Discard. Enjoy while it's here.
Interesting take. More green yellow. 3 green yellows. That's a hell of a choice there. I think if you want to win a set champs and you know your meta, you just need to play your deck tailored to what you think you're going to play against or struggle against in your meta. It doesn't matter if it's purple steel, blurple, steel song, whatever it is. Play what you're comfortable with and what you have the most games under your belt. That's my opinion. And if you need to play a couple of spicy cards to beat out that tough matchup or that something like that, do that. That's my take. But I'm a Blurple player, and if you like Blurple, play Blurple. Blurple's fun. Blurple's fun. It's a fun deck, and it could really, I don't know, just surprise you sometimes how crazy it could be. But that's my take on it. Everyone's on green yellow. Play green yellow. I'd love to play Blurple on green yellow, man. Come on.
Play blue steel.
I will. I have to. You just don't know when. That's the thing. Yeah, someone has an insect like a cricket.
Who's cooking cricky?
Cricky.
Who's
I think-
cooking
I think
cricky?
it's
Somebody's
Jake.
cooking cricky.
I think it's Jake. I think Jake's about to get cricky.
It's me?
We could find
It's
out.
not me. I'm not
Let's see.
cricket.
Let's play cricky roulette. It's not Jake.
It's Jordan. It's Jordan.
It's
It's
a
me?
mixture. It's a mixture of Jordan and Taylor.
We're
Well-
just too close to each other.
Now that we got
Yeah.
Cameron on side,
It's God coming to punish you for the way you eat them damn Oreos. That's what's going on.
I'm gonna eat them the way I like.
let's talk about the PPG store invites. We're just going to talk about this for a little bit and kind of what they are, and hopefully your stores in your hometowns actually applied for this and got these, because people probably will travel for these things. I really think that this is the type of event that people want in their hometowns to even gather further out of their state. Like we'll have one, and I guarantee we'll have Texas, Florida, and some of Mississippi and Arkansas people probably coming to ours. I think it's an awesome event. It gives you points towards basically a bigger event that'll happen down the road, so you can qualify
Right.
for that. I mean, what do y'all think, Taylor? You know a little bit about it and how it
Yeah.
runs, but
So, in lieu of not having DLCs, this is pretty great that they're putting this together. Right now in the New Orleans, or I don't even know if it's all Louisiana yet. They haven't released a list.
Yeah.
But I think this is fantastic. The point system is going to matter. I know they released it. I was looking for it just now, and I can't find exactly what the points were. But these are going to be used for entry and other prizing into future events and tournaments.
yes.
I am trying to compile a list of all the stores that got approved. Right now, all I know is that it is one in here in Louisiana and one in Alabama. So PPG has responded to me and said that, hey, yeah, we are going to put a list together. And so I'm waiting to see that full list. But it's going to kick off. We have ours on June 22nd here at Pandemonium Gaming. I couldn't choose the date. I think they had to apply and were given a date from what I've learned about this, and that might also be part of it. From what I can tell, it does seem like a lot of the events are going to be during the summer. So let's just say June through August, all of the events will be taking place. So, and I do believe, even though I don't know if this is like well known or not, but the one in Texas at Fort Worth that they are going to be doing actually will award points towards their their tour, and even possibly for some of the side events. So good luck to everyone that's going to that. I won't be able to make it due to other commitments, but it is. It's good. I'm glad they're doing this. I hope that that a lot of stores are able to do it. I also hope that it is kind of limited to how many stores within an area, because I do think people that get more points and make the travel and make those things count should be rewarded for that. But in lieu of DLCs, this is a pretty good outcome. Hopefully, there's more details about this soon.
Yeah. And I mean, there's going to be hopefully, like you said, I would hope that they would at least try to get 2 to 3 in each state, depending on how big the states are. Obviously, Texas and California could have up to 4 or something like that. But I really think that this is, like I said, a good gateway away from the DLCs to keep all the Lorcana people, or at least the competitive scene, happy. I mean,
Right.
the casuals, I hate saying casuals, but the people who play the game for just specifically fun are happy with like card releases and new sets and art and stuff like that. But the competitive players, I'm not saying we're not interested in that stuff, because we are pretty Disney nerds over here, but we like the competitiveness. We like that it's like a continuing thing that happens throughout the year. We don't like that it kind of just ends like a football season or any sports ball season.
Sports ball.
So
Sports ball, baby.
it's cool
Sports
that
ball.
we have all that going. Jordan, what's your take on the PPG store invites? Do you think it's? I mean, obviously everyone thinks it's a great idea, but like, is there any like changes or anything that you could think that would help them with that?
Hopefully they can release the dates like sooner
Yeah.
next time before the event, because I'm not gonna be able to make this one. But I think that's cool. I like the idea of having a buy incentivize people that are gonna travel to go to the tournaments. So hopefully this is a good turnout.
Yeah. And like you said, hopefully they announced like we do get one at our second store that applied at Media Men, and it should be a different day. They should know not to like plan them on the same day, but
Yeah, so that's the weird part about all
like
this right now.
we
Not
would
knowing that
hope
stuff.
let's just say that.
Yeah.
Um, Robbie, what do you think about the events? I mean, I think it's
Said this a while back when we first talked about them, like PPG doing these things, was that Ravensburger left a void and PPG's filling it.
yeah,
They taking advantage of the, Ravensburger not doing nearly enough.
Yeah.
And I said we literally, I want to say 2 podcasts ago, or maybe around 7 or 8, we all talked about this, and my exact words were, because I was literally going back and watching all the podcasts today, and I just happened to come across that one. Like, I literally said, there's a void left by Ravensburger, and PPG's like, if you're not gonna fill it, we will. And then now here we are, they're filling it, and they're not like going light, like they're. And look, I don't think it's gonna deter anyone from when the big DLCs come back around, but the problem is the longer they go without coming around, and the better the pricing and whatnot ends up being, and the the notoriety of playing in these PPG events becomes, it's gonna be harder for Ravensburger to carve out a section for themselves.
yeah,
Right? They're gonna have to figure out, because like if the pricing over here is bigger than what the pricing's gonna be at these DLCs and worlds, they're gonna have a hard time convincing some of the bigger name players, or really anybody, to go play in their events. Because if at the end of the day those dudes are professionals and they do this for the money, they don't just do it for the love of the game. But if PPG is gonna give them more money to go play, I think that's where that's where they would stay, because that's where I would stay. But I'm glad, I'm happy. I mean, I think everybody here, we've talked about this probably into oblivion at this point. We've beaten it like a dead horse more than what we probably ever should have. We're ready for it. We want big events. We're tired of just playing at locals. Love locals. Everybody's great.
yeah,
But we all want something more, right? Like Jimmy said it last week, it's hard because it's not always financially like right to go to some of these events, right? Like the return versus what you're putting out to get there, and you may not win, blah, blah, blah. But if PPG's making local versions where you can kind of get a first round buy and get higher seeds and invites to other things, stuff starts to kind of work itself out. just by you being a better player and maybe hustling a little bit more, right? Don't play the second card game you play. You just focus on this, right? Because the support's there now. But that's how I feel about it.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jimmy, what's your take on these PPG local events?
Yeah, have we gotten prize support for what these are going to be? Like what the pricing for these are going to be?
No, they've only
No.
listed out what the so it is more along the lines if you're getting these points from PPG and you'll be like on their ranker on their
Yeah.
like
Yeah. They have the whole
But
point
I don't
system
know
for
what the
sure.
points are for. Yeah,
But they said that.
But no, they were talking about pricing because I listened.
I know.
to
I just
their-
don't. I don't think I've
Yeah,
seen
they're
that.
giving out mats. They're giving out
Yeah, I
mats.
know they're giving like 16 mats to the stores. They had talked about giving plane tickets to be able to come to the events for winners. I'm not
That's
sure if it's for
awesome.
all of them or what. They had also talked about some other pricing too. I don't remember exactly what it was, but they haven't released that yet. But yeah, based on whatever that pricing is, will definitely change the EV. Because like right now, theoretically, like say they max out their 512 players for the event, and they make their max amount of money. They're taking like a 64% rake, which is huge. But they have to because they have all these judges. They have the event to play, the venue. So like they have to make their money. So but because of that, like the players' EV is really really low. So with having these local events, that changes that equation. It makes it
Right.
slightly better for people who win. And if there's more of them, it definitely helps a lot. And then if the points also translate to something else further down the season, it's also really good.
Yeah. I just found. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I just found. I was looking for that roadmap that I had seen because, like, man, I thought they said something. So the way they have it is they already had one in Vegas that honestly I have no details about at all. That was April 26th and 27th. They have the Texas one, July 4th. We know that. And then they've announced two one in Denver and one in Orlando. The details for that are going to be released on June 16th.
Okay.
June 23rd, store applications will be something for those events. I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's the same thing. You'll be able to apply for qualifiers for those.
Yes.
And like the ones they applied for this time was just for the Texas one.
So this seems to me, and this is what I was looking for, and I wish I would have found it before I said anything before, but it looks like this first go around, that's why they have to be, well, I guess they have to be done before the Fort Worth event.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
So the winner of, let's say the one that we're holding at Panda, will get that reward and benefit at the Texas one. Then there'll be further events for there'll be store qualifiers from July 18th to August 10th, and also October 30th to November 30th for the Denver and Orlando one. My thought process is that Denver will be first and then Orlando will be second, just for the way this like thing looks here right now.
Yeah.
But that's what they're doing. So they're saying that they're going to have two more pro summits this year, one in Orlando, after Texas, one in Denver, one in Orlando, and there'll be two more qualifying things for that. It does look like stores are going to have to apply multiple times. So for those stores that are listening, those who want to know, you'll have to apply on June, I guess, let's just say before or on June 23rd of this year.
So Denver's ski trip, y'all? Like, is that what I just heard? Like, dude.
I won't
move
even
down
play.
to Colorado.
Yeah.
I won't even play. I'll just be, if we go to Denver, Colorado, I'm telling you right now, I'll just be travel captain and like carry people's cards and shit. And I'll fly up with them and I'm fucking going hit the fucking slopes, bro.
So here's an interesting thing. The first one will be set 8. The next one will be rotation.
Fables. Ooh.
However,
Fables.
the last one will be set 10.
So
it'll be rotation, and in the middle of it will be set 10, which means they're probably going to say that you cannot use Whispers in the Well for this. I can't imagine that they allow it. Because I know it's like I think it's November 17th it comes out or something like that. So there's going to be qualifiers before that.
So the way this is looking is like I'm going to say that the Denver Pro Play Summit will be in late August, early September.
Good.
And then the Orlando one will be in December. That's what this is looking like right here.
Yeah, they're
I
not
wonder,
gonna have snow during that time.
I wonder what format's gonna be. Is it gonna be
Probably
constructed
core.
Or
or
it's gotta be core.
Infinity?
I
It's
mean,
all
they could
Pack
do the
Rush.
last. They
Not
could do the
gonna be
last one as an
Infinity.
Infinity would be
Just
cool.
Pack Rush.
But no,
Because I know the SSG Invitational is gonna be an Infinity, so
nice.
Oh, it was?
it's gonna be
That's gonna be
Yeah.
wild.
Wait, I thought that was before Fable.
it's the weekend of the release for what's Fabled. So they're gonna have the first core constructed Fable, and then they're also gonna have the Invitational. That's gonna be
Infinity
the
with
first
Fable.
Infinity tournament.
With Fable.
Hey,
Oh, that's gonna be sick.
And
I
no
wanna
no
watch
flavor
that.
champagne in Infinity right now. So
Maybe we'll see. Hopefully,
we'll
no,
see.
there's nothing
yeah.
banned in Infinity.
There's nothing banned in Infinity. They said there was Infinity was gonna have its
Well-
own ban list later down the road.
Yeah.
That's the
So
only
get
thing that'll
ready.
be
You gotta deal. You gotta go through
unusable.
Flavor Champ again.
The only thing unusable would be the
From
original
Poor
print of
Hollow.
Bucky then, because that was just that wasn't
That was
a
an
rod.
actual rod
That's
item.
different.
Yeah, that's on our route.
That's different.
But yeah, the PPG event also has a prize wall, and depending on what's in there, if they have unique things, that could also be plus EV to help
like some
pay
foil
for everything.
mats.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, foil mats.
mat. That would be crazy.
Yeah.
I heard there may be. Heard there may be.
Well, speaking of, well, I guess we could squeak in. Y'all want to squeak in a little bit of Jafar? Just a little bit of Jafar?
What you got? You want to talk about what is it?
I don't care. It's just gonna be Steel Song and Steal this and Steal that. I feel like
No,
that.
won't.
No,
It's
no,
shit.
no, no.
No,
No,
it
no,
won't.
no, 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 no.
No,
Then
it
explain it. Let's hear
We're
the
going.
meta.
We're going into a Blurple, Churnadog,
Okay.
Red Blue,
Okay.
meta. And then maybe a Steel Song, really super toxic.
You better.
With Wheel and the three
Horizon.
the three-
You better. You better
Yeah,
throw
I
red
wouldn't-
purple in there. You put some
Red
respect on
Purple's
my
out.
mother's
Red
name.
Purple- Red
You
Purple
put some
got power-
respect on my mother's
Red
name.
Purple's out. Red Purple's done.
No,
Purple
watch.
is so much better than
Watch.
Red Purple now.
Watch.
They have a better brawl. They have their own board wipe with the Monstro. He just bam, just hits everybody. And
Pretty
then they
good.
have they just have better cards.
Yeah.
Red Purple's
Wait.
over.
I'm gonna
Play green
chain
yellow.
all of y'all up with that mother Gotham. Get
Why?
ready.
The
Why
entire
would-
green yellow deck is getting rotated out in 3 months.
Anybody
Enjoy
want to
it.
buy one? I'm selling. Anybody want to buy? I'm
Might as
selling.
well.
25% TCG.
I'm calling a top 8 at Worlds playing green blue.
Oh, green blue.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, I can
Green blue
absolutely
is
see that.
green blue's very good.
I think that Lucky Collar was the thing it was missing.
I don't think that's the card, but I think there's definitely a new card that's really good.
Yeah. I think
Let
Hero's
everybody
pretty
play.
gross.
Let everybody play
Yeah.
Lucky Collar. Shut up.
I've been testing it and playing against. First off, Churnadog is great. It got better.
Way better.
Real quick. I really like that right now. Blurple is very good. The Into the Unknown and even down in New Orleans, there's a turn 2 down in New Orleans play, and that's not in Blurple. That's in Sapphire Amber. But that's been fun to watch happen, and all of a sudden on turn 2, someone has a 6-cost something out. It's normally been a character, and it's normally been happy as a clam, Tomato.
Yeah.
However, I actually think there's a card that already needs to be eroded from the new set, and it's the Tinkerbell.
The Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell.
This.
What Tinkerbell?
I'm
red
telling
one.
you all right now,
I'm gonna be so
it's
glad.
horrible. It's horrible that there is now. You thought goat bouncing was toxic. Try doing it with less
try it for less ink now. Just getting 2 lore. It should have said once per turn. There are combos currently that you can just play characters for free with really any Ruby and something else combination, bonus points with Rush, and using Imperial Proclamation to just continually play cards for free. For free. And then they're all have a strength of 5 or more, because you'll end up having Lumiere out or other things that increase strength board wide. And in testing, it's gone very quick. It is in red purple. You can I don't even have to use a purple card. In just red, you can get to 16 lore unchecked against, let's say, a ramp deck, any sapphire deck that is playing absolutely not one character or has no way of dealing with an evasive in Tinkerbell pretty quick. The combination of Tinkerbell and then that 3-cost Prince John is
John, yeah.
pretty great.
Yeah.
It's pretty great. 10 ink gets you 6 lore really quick. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's definitely a different archetype of it all. You're really just using Amethyst to draw and go find the cards you need. Continually ink, and then done. There's probably a much better version of it in Sapphire Ruby, but I for the first time I can tell you I really think this card's a problem. At least with Flynn, you had to wait a turn.
Yeah.
You don't have to. There's a turn 5 you can do it on. Lumiere's out, Tinkerbell's out, Goat's out. That's 3 lore.
Yeah.
Goat just gets you 3 lore by playing it because of Lumiere's static +1 strength effect.
Yeah.
It's not fun. It's not fun playing it. It's not fun playing against it, and they may have to do something quick. The other thing positive is that this rotation is probably going to help with some of this, but right now, it's pretty gross.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I've been like disgusted a little bit with how quickly you can win games, because everyone else has to try to catch up all of a sudden, and it's hard with the strength of some of those characters.
Yeah. Jordan, what do you think that this next meta is going to be?
Well, I think that like if Tinkerbell is the problem, I think the meta will adjust. It's a 1/1, right?
Yeah,
It's a 1/1 evasive.
1/1
I think
evasive,
the meta will
2-drop, inkable.
It'll be just
Yeah, I
back
think
to
the meta will
fire
adjust
cannon.
if that's actually a problem, though. I don't think it needs to be errated, because like you can play like Babooms or Fire the Cannons
Or
or
even the new deal one,
Bug
draw
Bite.
one.
the bite, mosquito bite.
Mosquito bite.
Bug bite works. Yep.
Yeah, I think all red players should be playing that deck, because it sounds like it has a really hard time against You Have Forgotten Me. So please play that deck. I'll appreciate it. Yeah, that's that's what I think about that combo.
What about the main? What do you think is going to be topping? You said just Blurple and
I said that the best day 1 decks are Turnidogs and Blurple.
Blurple, yeah. Jimmy,
And then I think Red Blue. There's Red Blue's probably DKP list is also probably not.
Blurple's such a brain dead deck. I'm joking. I'm just messing with you, Jake. It's a good deck. I mean, you know, I've played it. It's a good deck.
We should
good.
rank the easiest decks to play,
Yeah,
the hardest decks to play. We should do that. That'd be controversial.
Ooh, I like that.
Everyone's gonna pick
I
Red
like that.
Steel. Red Steel or Amber or Sapphire?
I don't know. Red green is kind of hard.
Jimmy, what do you think this next meta is going to be? You think Yellow Blue's going to be in it?
No. I think it has. I mean, it can top smaller tournaments, and you know you can do that. But like in the DLC worlds, the PPG event, like the bigger events, it's probably not going to be consistent enough, and have the answers to be able to deal with enough deck. Like it's not when you're playing that deck the way it currently is because of the cards they have. You have to be proactive 100% of the time, and so that's just you can't do that in a long tournament.
So what's your pick for Jafar?
Yeah, Chernadog, Blurple's looking good. I mean, red purple will always find a way. It just has the biggest pool of cards to construct against the meta.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Steel Song's always going to be good.
For now.
Yeah, oh yeah, for now. But yeah,
You
I
never
guess
know.
that's it. I mean, Green Steel. I didn't really get anything, I guess, except for maybe Maui, but it'll still be around.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there is an illusion deck with this
But this new Jafar.
Jafar. Yeah, I don't know.
Bobby, what's your take? You got any takes on what's the hot deck to play next set? So we can say we did it. We said it first.
Yellow, blue. No.
Yellow, blue.
No, I don't know. Dude, I'm be honest with you. It's every meta is different. Like I mean, there's times where red purple reigns supreme. We watched Jordan take green yellow to the distance. Then it just fell out of obscurity. I mean, like it's like Blurple. Like look, like Blurple wasn't a deck like what 3 sets ago. Like Blurple came set about 3-4 sets ago.
Yeah.
I told Genie.
Yeah.
Or Elsa.
Genie's the time where it got really powerful.
Elsa and
Elsa and
Tico
Genie made it
Sail.
extremely powerful.
Yeah.
So I just think it's gonna be. Look, as long as you don't have another debacle like you had, where it's just a sea of blue, steel, and blue red that's making up 80% of the decks, I don't care what shows up.
Yeah.
I'm good. I don't know what's really gonna. I mean, somebody's gonna figure out how to break something, and I'm kind of cool with like how the meta's really shaked out now, where it's kind of like I find it's more skill based. Like you can have a worse deck and still beat out just because you got a little lucky off of their bad card draw, or you were able to see the cards you need. I find like everything's real even keel right now. There's not one deck other than Steel Song that I absolutely hate playing in. But I mean, like I think it's pretty. I like where it's at right now, so I hope it just stays like this, where it's kind of not even across the board, but it's not really like rock. Yeah, it's like perfect example.
Circle of life. You always got a predator behind you, but you're hunting down the deck that you can hunt down too. But yeah, that's a good take. I personally, I think Turner Dogs is gonna be scary as shit, and I think everyone's underestimating that. And I don't know if I believe you, Taylor. Like I think there's a spot for yellow blue in this meta that's gonna like do some things. There's a couple of cards that they made that are pretty decent, and their singers are the key to the new New Orleans card that I think is gonna be a big play in that deck. But we'll see. It's gonna take time for people to crack this meta. But let's talk about the last thing of the night, the big reveal. We are doing a giveaway, and we are calling it Second Chance giveaway. Wow, I butchered it already.
You butchered it on take one.
You have two chances at Chance's
Sorry,
second
Chance.
chance giveaway.
Put some respect on
Chance's
Chance's
second
name.
I know. You're right, guys. Let me start over. Chance's second chance giveaway. We said it, and we are giving away a very cool mat made by Mattify, and they made this mat, and it is beautiful. It's a nice, big, fancy red blue Tomatoa mat. If you're a red blue player, you probably want this. If you're a Tomatoa fan, you probably want this. And if you just want free stuff, you probably want this. So there's a couple of guidelines we have here, guys. There's a couple of them, ladies and gents. We need you to follow us on X. We need you to subscribe to our YouTube page, and we need you to repost it on X also. So we're going to get that all rolling up. We're probably going to make a post on it on X fairly soon once this episode comes out, but we are giving this away. You will have 2 chances, 1 chance for every subscribe, 1 chance for every follow on X, right? So that's what we're doing here. We're trying to get our name out there a little bit, but we also want to give someone something pretty cool and very unique. It's a very beautiful mat, as you see, and Mattified, we have a good friend over there that, kind of, I think he runs everything. He's the owner, but he makes these beautiful mats. They're awesome. So, yeah. What do y'all think about that mat? Have y'all seen that mat? Y'all seen that mat, haven't you?
We have.
Fire
It's
mat.
beautiful. Love it. It's great.
Play on it. I can play on it.
Yeah. I actually, I don't know. Did I? I think I lost on it. I did. I don't remember which one mat I was on.
That's
Look at the
hilarious.
stream.
But yeah. Well, that's about all we got for tonight, guys. Any last thoughts? Anybody got last thoughts or anything like that?
Death to
Can't
Steel
wait for
song.
the tier list. I can't wait for us to do the difficulty deck playing tier list next week.
Yeah, it seems fun.
Okay, yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that actually seems like a lot of fun.
Are we going with just colors, or are we going to say the actual decks?
No, the decks. We'll do the decks. We'll make a tier list.
We'll bring
So
Dom.
it's got to be a playable but difficult, right?
Yeah, like
Can't just do like 60 uninkable cards.
like Turnidog and
Aw.
Green Yellow Discard will both rank, and then we'll both.
You probably get
We'll
two
rank-
versions of each color, right?
I mean, you don't have to have two versions of each color, just like meta relevant decks. Like
Like
blue,
every-
yellow, is not
yeah.
relevant, right?
Yeah.
Every green yellow deck's gonna be like easiest one to play.
Any,
Ruby Allen.
Talk next week. We'll discuss this next week.
any other final
Oh
thoughts?
my god, this is
on,
gonna be interesting.
On the episode.
Besides the mat giveaway, we have another giveaway. So come join us in the Discord
Yeah.
and send Taylor a DM about when you think the next DLC will be.
No
We need
one's
a
gonna win it.
Location and a date.
We have a few guesses already,
All wrong.
but we need more. And they're wildly different. Every one of them is like complete. One of them already lost, but we'll try. I'm not going to call that person out, but
Oh my god.
they were super clear instructions. And I mean, it had to be after Worlds.
Yeah.
And I said, all right, that's your guess. Locked it in.
Oh god. I hope
You
you're ready
are
to buy.
48 hours too late, buddy.
I hope you're ready
You
to buy a
didn't win.
chance ticket.
Oh Lord. Well,
God.
last thought. Anyone else? Robbie? No.
I hope Steel Song goes away. Forget you.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm
I
with
love
you
all
on
of
that.
our kind of players, but Steel Song's at the bottom of my list right now.
Yep. I'm with you on that. Well,
I'm really looking forward to the new set coming out. We'll be able to test it out next week, which is always great. I'm looking forward to watching Worlds coming up soon.
We had that.
A month. Yeah.
You got a watch party?
yeah,
We got to figure out what the giveaway with the whole new world promo thing is first. I don't want to commit to something like that without.
I think we should
Yeah.
commit anyways.
That's right.
Let's go.
We're not cowards around here.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not cowards.
All
I want the damn
well,
car.
I'm just gonna pull it up on my phone.
We
And I just want to
appreciate-
say thanks
Yeah, go.
to everyone for voting for this season of Set Champs. It's
Yeah.
been a blast. I got
It's
some,
been fun to
I got,
watch.
I got some Red Steel sauce. I'm kind of liking it after the today of testing.
Mm.
For the last 3
Dude,
days,
I'm letting you know right now.
the last 3 days, I have been so miserable. Like I wanted to not play Larcana, but today, like I saw a card, I read it, I was like, and then, so we got something new brewing.
It's funny because
I'm just letting you know you're on stream first.
yeah, what's
Yeah.
funny is he's just gonna ask me for the
Hold
card
on.
to borrow for the tournament.
sure,
I'm
I
gonna know
definitely
right
don't have
away.
any.
Stop. Stop. Do y'all remember? Like when he first started this, he said he first had to play red green. He goes, "I think I cracked it. I think I cracked it." And he did terrible. This is happening all over again.
Yeah, it's because I switched the deck. Same thing with a blue yellow. I was talking about a blue yellow deck. I was with
Bro,
Pluto and Pleakley.
That thing messed me
Didn't
up
play
so bad.
that.
Jack Blue Yellow deck was wicked. Wicked.
I just kept looking at my hand, waiting for an inkable. I never freaking saw it. I never saw an inkable for 6 turns. It was horrible. I was like,
That was
forget
tough.
it.
That was tough. Everyone should go watch that stream and tip the commentator that did that one.
Yeah, they did a great job. Y'all really did. I mean, other than
Oh, yeah,
making fun of
stream.
me the whole time, but
we did.
stream
Bro,
on Sundays.
we dogged everyone out. No one was safe.
It was
No
bad.
one was safe.
but
Poor Hector. Hector got it the worst.
we had a good time. I appreciate all the views, everyone that comes out and watches us on YouTube. Thank you, and for everyone that's in Snuggly Duckling that helps our community and stuff. Thank you. Like everyone's doing a great job. So till next time, guys. Let's get out of here. It's late. Peace, y'all.
So,
See y'all later.
Later.
Bye.
Under the beams, where the shadows dance, a tankard of ale in each eager hand's chance. The snuggly duckling, a haven so bright, with laughter and cards under candlelight. Shuffle the deck, let the fortunes unfold. In the snuggly duckling, their stories retold, with kings and queens and a jokester's cheer. This merry old pub will always hold dear. Rogues and knights with a glimmering eye bet their last coin as the moments fly. The jester hums tunes, the wench taps her toes. A world full of mischief where anything goes. Shuffle the deck, let the fortunes unfold. In the snuggly duckling, the stories retold, with kings and queens and a jokester's cheer. This merry old pub will always hold dear. With a glimmering eye, bet their last coin as the moments fly. The jester hums tunes, the wench taps her toes. A world full of mischief where anything goes. Shuffle the deck, let the fortunes unfold. In the snuggly duckling, their stories retold, with kings and queens and a jokester's cheer. This merry old pub will always hold dear. Pass me the cards and a swig of your brew. Aces to dragons, we're breaking through. The firelight flickers, the stakes run high. This game of the daring neath the darkened sky. The snuggly duckling, where whispers converge, tales of old glories and heroes emerge. The cards hold their secrets, your destiny's fate. A knave could be royal if fortune creates.